Hello and welcome to the Plant Your Flag method, how to write a book that establishes you as the best in the world at what you do. My name is Bolaji O, and I'm going to be guiding you through this 12-step process to becoming a published author and leading customer advocate. All right, if you're excited, I'm pumped up. Let's get started. Here we go. So these are the 12 steps or 12 modules that you'll be going through. We will have a short video for each of these 12, and at the end of each video, you're going to have a mission, a list of tasks that you need to complete. Complete these tasks at the end of each module, at the end of each video, and when you complete the 12 videos, you will have your published book. Exciting? Hey, I think it is. So let's get started with this journey. I hope you are ready. Let's get rid of all distractions and get to work. Module 1 is finding your flag. Let's go ahead and find your flag. So in this module, I'm going to ask you 5 very key questions. The MVP question, the urgency question, the customer advocate question, the competition question, and the authority question. All right? So take lots of notes so we can get this thing done. Number 1, the MVP question. Who is your MVP? In this case, we're talking about your most valuable prospect. So what are we talking about here? A lot of businesses fall into the trap of going too wide, targeting too broad of an audience. Now, it's true that your products and services can cater to a wide demographic of people. However, your marketing, your message needs to be laser focused on your most ideal client, your most valuable prospect. You'll still end up attracting a lot of other people, but you'll have the most impact in the marketplace if your messaging is laser targeted. So, how do we define your MVP? Well, you don't want to find people who maybe just want your service or would like to have your service. You need to target people that absolutely need your service. Okay? So 1, who needs your service today? 2, who knows that they need your service? So it's not enough for them to need your service. They actually have to realize that they have a problem that needs a solution. And your product is in the category of the solution that they require. If you have a headache, right? You're not going to look for cold medicine. You want painkillers, right? Or you want to take a nap. You know you need a solution for a very specific problem. So find people who need your services and know that they need your services. And finally, you want to find people that have the ability to pay for your services. Assuming you are running a for-profit venture, then you absolutely want to profit off of your clients. And so it doesn't mean that you can't sometimes do pro bono work, help people for free or below cost. But in general, we want customers who can readily and willingly pay for our services. Some other questions for you to consider as you define your MVP, and I hope you're taking notes. Within the industry that you serve, what services do you provide? You might provide 4 or 5, 6, 7 services. Of those services, list them out, and then I'd like for you to identify the most profitable services, rank them. Which one's bringing the most profit, which one's the least? And then that should give you some idea as to what the most desirable services are for you to provide to your most valuable prospect in your industry. So these are valuable questions to help you determine your MVP. Question number 2, what is the urgent need that you can help them solve? We started to allude to this with the MVP question, but as you can see, this gentleman here, he has a pretty urgent need. He needs some water straight away, and he might need an Uber, right? So he doesn't need cable. He doesn't need a bunch of other things. He might need sunscreen as well, but more urgently, probably some water and a ride out of there, right? So what is the urgent need that you can help them solve? Don't focus on solving a mediocre need. Focus on solving an urgent need. Question number 3, the customer advocate question. So you want to ensure that in your industry, you're not coming off as sleazy, you're not coming off as distrustful, or coming off as simply being transactional, focused on just the dollars. You want to come off as being a customer advocate. You want to actually present yourself as being more interested in solving the customer's problems than profiting yourself. Now, you're going to solve their problems profitably, but you want to make sure that they realize you are in this to serve them and to help them out with their problems. Number four, question number four, the competition question. So, what dimension are you competing on? A business mentor told me many years ago that you can provide as a service provider two of these three things, but not all three. You can be good, you can be fast, or you can be cheap. If you are good and fast, then you're going to provide the highest quality services in the industry, and you'll do it quickly, but it's not going to be cheap. Okay, you'll be premium priced. If you're good and you're cheap, you will provide high quality at a low cost, but that's going to take time to put together. It's not going to be fast. Or if you're fast and cheap, that's the dimension that McDonald's and Walmart, companies like that dominate. You can provide the minimum quality. Let's say it's the minimum acceptable quality, and you can provide it at speed, but you could provide the lowest prices at speed, but it's not going to be the highest quality. So determine what dimensions you want to compete on, and I would encourage you to move away from competing on price. If you establish yourself as a trusted customer advocate, people will see the quality, the good that you provide. Whether you provide that quickly or slowly is up to you, but what we don't want to do is compete on price. And question number five, what are the top three things that have stopped you from standing out? What has prevented you thus far from establishing yourself as a customer authority, as a customer advocate? Why is it that you've had a hard time breaking out from the other service providers in your industry? Let's be frank, let's be honest. You aren't recognized as the number one customer advocate today. It doesn't mean you're not the best, but it just means that customers aren't seeing you in the light that they ought to see you. Why is that? Let's figure that out so we can get it solved. So here are the 5 questions that I need for you to tackle. Number 1, who is your MVP? Number 2, what is the urgent need that you can help them solve? Number 3, why is it important to be recognized as a customer advocate? Number 4, what has been the impact of competing on price, and what dimensions would you prefer to compete on? Number 5, what have been the 3 biggest challenges in establishing yourself as a leading customer advocate? I'd like for you to pause the video right now, write down these 5 questions, and let's get to work, okay? So, you've been watching the Plant Your Flag method, how to write a book that establishes you as the best in the world at what you do. We just went through module 1, which is find your flag, and in the next module we're going to identify which book you can write first. That's right, you've got a lot of books in you, believe it or not, but we're going to determine which is the most critical book that your clients need right now. I'll see you in module 2. Be sure to get your homework done.